everybody for coming here tonight. A lot has happened since the last meeting. One, first and foremost, is the Supreme Court ruling. That's all I'm gonna say on that one for right now. But at this moment, I would like to take a moment of silence. If no one knows what happened today in Chattanooga, Tennessee, it was a mass shooting again, but this time it was at our reserves. And 4 Marines was killed and a police officer was wounded by a guy named Mohammed. So as I was coming here today, listening to 95.5, they won't call it what it is. So I just want to take a moment of silence because something has to be done. Enough politically correctness is just killing this country. So if you'll just, one moment. Thank y'all. I don't know how this is going to play out, but it's not going to play out the way we want it to play. They're going to sugarcoat this as far as they can, and no matter how much they can. They'll politicize the Colorado shooting in the movie theater, but I think that our reserves and the people that are volunteering their times to serve this country deserve the same respect as those people in that church. And if you have the audacity to be in a drop-top Mustang shooting at our reserves, I mean, what else needs to be done? At 10:34 today, ISIS put on their website that there's going to be a killing in the United States. A minute later, the first bullet hit. So there's no way this is workplace violence. This is no way that some strange lunatic, call it for what it is. It's terrorism. And is it going to be called by our president or his spokespeople? I doubt it. But I'm here to say that it was terrorism. And I don't care what anybody or how they want to flip the words around, call it what it is. So as we go on tonight and we listen to the Senator Williams of the joy and pain of representing us, so hopefully he will have some words of encouragement also. So I would like to call Mike for the invocation, and also like to call Mr. Run for the Pledge of Allegiance. Now I want to recognize, and I want everybody else to recognize, anyone that has served in any of the branches of the armed forces. Number one, I just want to say thank you, because without y'all and the ones that have passed on before us, we would not be sitting here today. And we would not have the encouragement to fight, because my son just got out of the Air Force. Was I scared? That's why I told him to get in the Air Force, because I know the Marines are the ones that hit the ground running first. He's like the backup brigade. So I want to say thank you. And if you have served in any branch, could you please stand up and be recognized? This is what I call, what just happened? Okay, this is what happened on a Thursday. I don't know, 5 to 4. Our whole country just flipped up on its head. It woke up Sunday morning and it hit me in the middle of the night. Oh my God, I gotta tell my grandkids what a husband and husband is. I'm sorry, I won't recognize it. I will never recognize it. It's husband and wife. Right now you have Democrats in California that is structuring legislation to take husband and wife out of federal law. Huh? So what am I gonna call my husband? He said, I'm gonna call you my wife and you're gonna call me your husband. And that's the way it's gonna stand in my family, because I'm here to make sure that my grandkids are raised right. Well, make sure that they raised right, with all manners and dignity. Right now, we also I had to do a little research because I didn't know what it was. Okay, I didn't know what it was, but Black Robe Brigade. What happened to our pastors? What happened to our leaders? What happened to the churches? Why aren't they standing up? Why aren't they outraged? Are they scared they're going to lose their taxes? Or they're tax exempt? Or they're scared that they're going to go to jail because of what they're saying? It's not called hate speech if it's written in the Bible. I don't care who you are, where you come from, what society you belong to, you're not going to rewrite the Bible. And that's what I stand for. And I feel like since the Black Robe Brigade don't want to stand up, we need to have a grassroots brigade. And it starts with us in here. but it kind of starts with the women, because we are the loudest in the house. So regardless, we know men are the head of the household, but actually we the ones that really run things. So the moms, the grandmothers, the aunties, we have to stand up. We have to stand up and get fired up, because I'm sure you're not raising your kids and your generations. What legacy are you leaving them if you have nothing else to leave them? You look at the news, and I know you're pulling out your hair because you're shouting back at the TV, but nobody's listening, and your husband probably getting tired. We just fed up. And it's time for the women to be that strong backbone for the men, and like, hey, it's time for y'all to stand up, because we don't like what's going on. I know I did. I had to choose another church. I chose to start going to Maysville Baptist Church. I went to church for the first time in a year because I got so disgusted with black power from the pulpit. Say that one more time and I'm getting up walking out this church. So I pulled my pastor to the side and I was explaining to him that I'm fighting for the Religious Freedom Act, RFRA. He got on Al Sharpton. My skin crawled. Did you just say Jesse Jackson? Oh, my skin crawled. Well, thank you. I got to go. As I was walking out of that church, my spirit said, never again. So I was offered by two men that I just met from Jackson County Tea Party. They said, well, come to our church, because our church speaks from the Word of God. And if it's not in the Word, it's not going to be preached. So I'm choosing another church because, you know what? I got 5 grandbabies and another one on the way. And they're going to make sure they know what God says, even if they don't want to hear it or not, because I'm a strong mother. So they has no choice but to listen. As I was looking at them a while ago, I stopped and seen my grandkids, some of them, and I pulled both of them out by their side, and their mom was telling me they're not listening. Come in, little boy. Come in, little girl. You too, little boy. Y'all stand here. What your mother says, what your father says goes. Not what Nana, Grandma, whatever y'all choose to say. They have first and foremost, because I've already been played that game. Grandma, I got hit. Okay, what you do? I'm not getting involved in that. Listen to what your mama got to say. So they are very impressionable. They get ready. One of them is getting ready to go to kindergarten, Head Start, pre-K. I already know what Common Core is. I also know what Christian Hughes is too. So I'm going to make sure that I have a little say-so in his upbringing and his raising. I also wanted to talk about the RFRA law, because I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but I was. So I was hearing you saying that you're going to fight, and I appreciate it, because we need that. I should be able to say what I want to say, if I want to say it. And I shouldn't have to have the repercussions of, you are racist, or you are, a hate monger. You call me what you want, but I'm not going to hold your hand when you get to heaven either. So once I'm trying to get my own self in there, good luck with you. So God will never say, why didn't you? A couple of my Facebook friends saw me have a little exchange early in the week. I was asked, oh, so you hate being black? Woo, back it up. Like you might want to fall way back, because don't play with me. I have went through that gambit last 4 years, 5 years of being called out of my name for what I believe in. Just made my back get a little bit stronger and made me get a little bit louder. So a woman asked me, you had an easy life. Wait a minute, number one, you don't know me. I had my first child when I was 15. That means I was pregnant at 14. Had my next one when I was 17, the next one when I was 18, the next one when I was 20. And, I wasn't raised that way, but I fell to the wayside. I wanted to get out there and live life like life should be lived. I had the drive-by shooting in my house. I lived in the projects. I was on welfare. I was the statistic. I was the person in there, okay, she's never going to get anywhere in life. But I saw a roach crawl across my daughter's head, and it shocked me out of the projects. So my daughter called me. Right now she's in college. She called me 2 years ago. Kind of brought tears to my eyes. Mama, thank you. Because she used to always say, why you got to go to work? You want something, don't you? Why you got to go to work? You want a roof over your head, don't you? Took her till she was 18 to call me and say, Mom, thank you. For what? For working 2 and 3 jobs all my life. And I had to break it down and tell her, the reason why I'm a little bit more strict on y'all and a little bit more hard on y'all, because I've been in the streets, and the streets is not where you want to go. Do the right thing. Try your best in life, and hopefully everything else will fall into place. Go for what you want in life. The doors will get wide open. I'm just a living testimony. That's why I have the nerve to come up here and stand and be part of the Tea Party Patriots, because I am the Tea Party. So never be scared to say who you are. When I'm approached by anybody, first thing I say, I am a Tea Party Republican. I didn't put Republican on the front side because I'm the grassroots of the Republican Party. I'm a Tea Party member first and a Republican last. Kind of make people mad, but really don't care. Okay. Last thing that I wanted to say is bring someone to a meeting. I see 1, 2, 3 generations below us. That's 2 generations below us, sitting in the back room. These are the people that we're trying to protect. We want them to have some kind of liberty and freedom. They don't want to say, well, Grandma, well, why you vote for him? What you gonna say? Why did you sit back and not do something? I remember y'all could play outside in the road, in the street, but the street lights came on, you better have in the house. I remember when Dad said something, Dad's law was the law. And I'm so proud. Every day, every time you come here, you bring another young one. And I just appreciate you bringing a young one. So I'm asking everybody, and I'm trying to reach out to people. Some want to listen, and the other ones speak to me on the side and ask me a question. If you want to know anything, you might want to go ask Lucretia. She'll tell you. That's what I'm getting, but they won't speak out, and they won't come to a meeting, but that's not going to make me stop trying. So if you got to lead somebody by the hand, if someone comes at me at work and want to pray, I'm going to drop my head and thank the man upstairs. And I'm going to try. I said try because I'm not stopping to bring somebody to a meeting. Like I said today, don't worry about what people got to say about you for coming to a Tea Party meeting. Worry about your children and your grandchildren in the future that's being wiped away. So if today wasn't an eye-opener, be ready for more attacks because it's coming. And I would like to turn it over to Hank now.